Oh, I think that looks better. Let's see here. Okay. Well, hooray. It looks like we had some success. Oh, good. Okay, but now I'm really far away, so I'll have to zoom in. I'll have to practice my skills again at that. Let's see. It's focusing over here. I don't want it to focus over here. Let's see if we can shift this a little bit. And we're going to try to pull it in. Thanks, Wanda and Delise. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, everyone. Or I guess for you, it's afternoon. For me, or for some of you, it's maybe afternoon. For me, it is still morning. Oops, and I think I just went the wrong way. Let's try that. Getting the hang of this whole Zoomy thing has been an interesting challenge for me. Let's see here. All right, so I am going to play with, I'm really excited. Kim's like, does anybody want to hop on and do a live? And I said, yes, I have been dying to play with the gnome set more. So, yeah, I was like, sign me up. Let's do it. Because I have not made a single Christmas card for, to send someone. And I have not done any of my Christmas decorations at all. I am a complete slacker. I'm hoping this afternoon. He is so cute. Oh, I'm glad, Kim. I don't know. Like this season has like completely snuck up on me. So today after my live, my plan is to get my Christmas tree up and some decorations, and I wrapped some presents last night, so I guess I can't say I have done absolutely nothing, but yeah, my house just doesn't at all look festive or fun, and I really, like somebody said to me the other day, are you going to send Christmas cards out? And I was like, I don't know that I have any to send anyone, really. So I'm going to solve that problem by coloring up a few of these adorable images. And in typical fashion, I have forgotten something. I'll be right back. Grab your stamp up if you're going to color along with me. One or two of him and him as well. These are the two images I'm going to use today. And I'm making, I'm going to make two slimline cards. And, oh, and Delise, you need to do presents. Great, Wanda, grab your gnome. It will be fun. We're going to have a gnome themed card today. And please pay attention to the sales. 1 day only on all the new stuff. Amazing. I'll be right back. Okay, so the other thing that I did is I'm going to stamp these images on, I just pre-die cut an oval. Let's see, do I have something to put this on the background of so that you can see it better? Scalloped oval shape, and this other, I don't know what to call this, scalloped rectangle? I don't know, rectangle oval, scoval? Anyway, and so I'm going to stamp on these, and then I'm going to color up with Copics. And so if you want to do that also, please do, or stamp first and color, then, decide what shape you want. But I found this fun paper in my stash, and I just love it. It's got a Santa, and then I'm going to use this as a strip behind it. So again, I'm doing a slimline, which is 6 inches long by 3.5 wide. These are cut just slightly smaller than that so that there's a little bit of border on the card base. So I've cut my first panel 3 inches by 5.5 inches. That's this one. And then my backing panel is 3 1/4 by 5 3/4. And then again, the overall card base is 6 inches long by 3 1/2 wide. And so, yeah, I thought that would be fun. And I'm going to add a little splash, probably a green, to one of the gnomes' hats, and the presents will color up, so it won't be completely pinks and reds, but I really love pinks for Christmas. It's one of my favorite color combos, non-tradition. So, oh, you lost audio. Can everybody else hear me? The mini slimline is, I don't know if you heard me, Kim, it is 6 inches long by 3 1/2 wide is a mini slimline. So 6 inches long, 3 1/2 wide. And then again, the panels were, are you guys hearing me? Can you let me know? Oh, Michelle, thank you. And then the panel again, the bottom panel is 3 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 long. And the top piece is 3 inches wide by 5 1/2 inches long. Good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Be just my luck to have something weird happen. So I'm going to stamp off to the side here real quick my images in my die cut shapes, and then I'm going to figure out what colors will work for my scheme. So I'm going to probably have to do a little bit of testing with my Copics on the side to see what colors are going to work well with this. I wasn't as prepared as I would have liked to be. I stayed up late last night. I was worrying about someone traveling, and so I just stayed up until I knew they were safe and sound, and then I had started reading a book to keep myself awake, and was really at a part where I couldn't quit, so I kind of sabotaged myself. And then this morning I kind of was taking it slow, having my coffee, and my timer went off, and I went, oh dear, I need to get it together so that we can play and do a live today. So anyway, I apologize, but we're going to get it, and we're going to have lots of fun. The book I'm reading is called Good Spirits by B.K. Bornson, I think it is. Anyway, it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. My daughter gave it to me as an early Christmas present so that I could read it during the holiday season. And I'm about, I don't know, I think I'm on page 200 and something, 230, 240, something like that. And it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I've always been fascinated by the idea of, you know, family and I guess particularly family. I've never thought about it otherwise, but family still being present in our lives, and spirits, I guess, really good spirits, right? You're 2/3 in. Are you liking it, Kim? I'm really liking it. I was a little bit surprised by the spice all of a sudden because it wasn't seeming like it was going there, but I gotta admit, I didn't mind it any. So if I must tattle on myself. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's so good. This author also has like Love Light Farms, I think it's called, which I'm kind of wanting to load up on my Kindle so I can read that too. But you know, there's only so many Christmas for me because I'm not a super fast reader and I don't have a lot of time. There's only so many Christmas books I can do in a season. I need to start earlier, but you liked it also? The other one I'm listening to on Chirp is The Christmas Dress. I just started listening to that, and I'm really liking it so far. And then I did finish The Christmas Tree Farm, which I also really like. So anyway, you read First Time Color. My daughter read that and told me she absolutely loves it and I need to read it. So she gave it to me, but I haven't read it yet. All right. So as I've been babbling, hopefully you've had a chance also to stamp out or cut out or get your papers or whatever that you're using. And again, you know, it's whatever colors you're using. You don't have to use what I'm using. Just color along. It's just our fun, crafty time together. And let's see. So it's going to take me a hot sec to figure out some colors here. So I generally just kind of play around with my markers until I find a color that feels like it will work. And this might be a little, this is an R24. Let me pull the papers out again. Oh, good. Yay. I'm so glad, Kim. I love when you get to play along or when you get to craft. It always makes my heart so happy. So let's see. The Santa hat and my red paper. This is probably going to be about as close as I can get it. This is an R24. I don't want it to be a super dark red. It's a little orangey. We could try, let's see, we could try an R. I think this one's going to be a little too dark, but maybe not. This is an R37, which is, you know, a little bit on the other side. I think I like the R24. I'm going to go with the R24 for the red parts. I was going to show you a technique for the beard, so when we get there, maybe I'll try it, but I'll have to get up and go in the bedroom again. Imagine that. So for the skin tones, I almost always use, I either use an E50 series, which is 50, 5, 3, 1, 0. Sometimes I keep the 5 out, or the E11, 4, 11, 21, and 00. So today it will matter what I have that is actually not dried out or gunky, because I have been terrible about keeping my markers clean, but it looks like my E21 and 11 and 00 are all okay. So I'm going to go with that for skin. And EO2 also maybe for the cheeks, because I like to have their cheeks be a little pink. And then let's see, what other colors do we want to grab? So for the boots, I think I'll do the boots in, I don't know, just for fun. Let's do the boots in green on him, and we'll do a darker, we'll do the red on this one, because I want to mix up the colors a little bit for this guy. So let's focus on this guy. Pardon me. I'm going to do green boots. Let me see what I have for a green. That would go well. Let's try. I apologize that I'm a little disjointed, you guys. Again, like I said, I kind of was like not as ready as I thought. I had the idea, but wasn't prepared. I'm kind of trying to look for kind of a softer green. Okay, this is a G45. So I'm going to do that. I don't know, maybe I want them greener. Hold on. Let's try YG17. Yeah, YG17 is what we're going to do. Might use a combo of the both of them. Okay, so we have what we need for this, except for the beard, which grab like an N or a T or a W, couple of shades, like maybe a 3, 2, 0, or a 4, 2, something, some along those lines. So I'm going to grab my N, 4, 3, 2, and 0. We'll just see what we get out of that. I know, it seems like, I don't know, Kim, if maybe I've just known you too long or what, but which I'm not complaining at all, because I absolutely love the friendship that we formed. But flying by the seat of our pants does seem to be a theme sometimes, and for some reason it just works, right? Okay, Carolyn, thank you so much. I hope you do watch the replay. Have a great day. Have a great day. Okay, so let's start. I always start with the skin, especially when I'm using reds or darker colors, because that way, you know, the red doesn't bleed, or I don't have to try to color up a red bleed with a skin tone. So I'm going to start with E11. I'm cutting out the EO4 because I don't think I need it. He's just got so little skin showing that I'm just going to keep it this way. So I'm just starting around the edges. Oh, can I zoom in? Absolutely. Thank you for letting me know. Let's see. Can I zoom? The question is, can I zoom in? So let's see. Hold on. Hold the phone. Let's see. So it's I'm probably going to go backwards the first time, but let's see. I think I did it. Let's see how that looks. I mean, I'll wait and see what it looks like. A little bit more, maybe. Yep. Okay, I don't know why he's so far. Got to go this way, maybe. Let's see. Okay, and I can come in just a little bit more, maybe. Let's see. Yeah. Yay, I know, thanks. You got to take the yays when you can, right? Okay. Okay, great. That's pretty good. I'm a little afraid if I go any further, my hand's just going to completely be in the way. So how's that? I can come in a little bit more? Yeah, let's come in just a tad. Okay, let's see what we get here. Okay, look at that. And I don't know why I'm still so far at the top of the screen because my phone is way over here. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're good. We are good. We're gonna play. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Perfect, as Kimmie says. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna try not to get my hand in the way too much. And again, so I already added a little bit. So this is almost like a second around the edges with the E11. And then I'm just gonna go under his nose a little bit and up the side just a tad. Got a little in his mustache, but that's okay. We're gonna cover that with gray. So that was the E11. And you know what? If you have your images stamped while you've got your skin tones out, you might as well just grab the other one or switch over to your other one and do the same thing. Let's just, oops, off screen again. Let's just do that. Let's just add the skin. We might as well, like this is a way to make it a little faster too, right? Which is when I'm really bad. I don't know. I know some people love making multiples of things, but I get super bored. And I can make 2 or 3 of the same thing, but then I'm like, oh, I want to try this, or I want to do whatever. And so that's what makes me a pretty slow crafter. I'm actually going to come above the nose over here too, but just on the bottom. Same for this guy. But I think that's what makes me a slow crafter in terms of sending out cards for people, because I just get bored with multiples, and it is so much faster if you stick to the same color scheme and everything else. But for some reason, I'm a weirdo that way, and it just doesn't float my boat. Okay, that was E11. Let's switch to E21. And again, I'm way at the top, so that's funny when my hands show. Okay, so this is E21, and I'm just gonna go over mostly where I was with the E11, just so it blends a little bit. I don't want a harsh line, but I also don't want to completely wipe out my shading that I put in there. So kind of going over it. They have just so little of their face, right, to show. And sometimes if you let it set too long, which might be the case with this one, the blending isn't as smooth as you'd like, but it looks like we're doing okay. Okay, there we go. That's so cute. The next one is the E00, and last is E02. So E00, I'm just going to fill in all the places that are currently white, except for the nose, because I want the nose to be a little pinker. So I'm going to do that in E02, which has got a very pinky tone. And let's see here. I think we're still okay screen-wise. So again, now I'm just kind of blending in everything. Oops, I did touch the nose on that one, but that's okay. We'll do a little bit here. Okay, wonderful. I love it. I did lose a little bit of the darker along the top of this guy, so I'm just going to come in real lightly. I just want it to have a bit more definition around the hat, so there we go. It always looks really dark too until you fill in the other colors, I think. So here's E02, and I'm going to do the nose in E02, which is not dramatically pinker, but pink enough, right, that you can tell a difference. And I'm going to just kind of give a little touch over here on these little cheekies. Oh gosh, these are such cute little images. I'm so delighted to get to play with them today. And honestly, I just don't really want anybody to miss out. I know how FOMO is. I get it. I suffer myself. And I don't think there's a ton of these in the store. And with the sale that Kim has got going on right now, I think it's just today. So I apologize if you're watching the replay later. But still, like, grab them. You're going to want them in your stash. I have a lot of scrapbooking ideas with these guys too. And I have a friend who is very much a gnome lover, so she's going to get one of these Christmas cards. All right, so now I'm going to switch to, oh gosh, I want to do my red last, but I also am kind of trying to decide about the beard. So let's do the beard. I'm going to start with my darkest, which is an N. Sorry, I changed my mind. I'm going to start with my lightest. I just grabbed the N series. I'm going to start with my lightest, and I'm just going to kind of map out. I don't always do this. Generally, I start with my darkest almost always, and then blend in with the lighter. But with this beard, I want to make sure, I don't want to get it to look like a black beard. And I guess if it did, it did, right? But really, we just want, like I always say, if it did, I'll be okay with it. But I really don't want to have to say that today. I'd prefer to be happy with my choices. So I am starting with the lighter N0. And I may or may not even touch the N4, but I'm just kind of mapping out so I get my, I guess, my beard movement pattern, if you will. I sound like I'm some expert. I'm not. This is just my idea, right? So I just really kind of want to see where I want my beard to flow. And I'm coming up under the mustache a little bit and coming down. I'm trying to mimic my same, and I'm just using a super light stroke, right? And I may not even decide to do anything other than this. We'll see. I might get the red around it and see if it lost its definition. So maybe you can or can't see that I am just, FOMO is a real thing. That is so true. Oh, the mice one. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah. That Lucas with the moose was one of my faves as well. That's a Cheryl set, and that was one of my very favorites, and I'm so glad. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, yes, I have that. I'm so glad I have that. And I am going to feel the same way about this stamp set for a long time. The little Miles the Mouse, the Feeling Frosty one is the same. I'm going to be so glad in the future that I have it. So back to what I was saying. So I'm just like, I don't know if you can tell, but I am just very lightly again, and I'm not really swooshing. I'm not really drawing a hard line. I'm just kind of, I don't know, feathering maybe is a good word, right? So that I get some movement or pieces of hair, if you will, within the main part of the beard and the mustache. But then I am going to grab the three, no, I'm going to go with the two. I'm going to go with the two, and just around the tips I'm going to go, okay? And again, I'm just so lightly pulling up just a little bit. See? And maybe not even completely going over where I already was, but like just adding a little bit of, I don't want to say shading, definition maybe, depth, I'm not sure what the right word is, but just along the bottom, more or less, along the edges where you have the curls, the folds, the creases, I don't know what the right word is for hair, right? In his beard. Did you guys like Santa when you were little? Or were you scared of him? My grandson likes him. My daughter was absolutely terrified. It took me years and years and years to get a picture of her with Santa. Let's see here. Okay, and then the mustache, whoopsie, kind of got a little deeper, but that's okay. I'm going to go with it. Tips. See, I kind of got a line there, so I'm going to have to mess with that a little bit, but I can always blend it out a little bit more too. So we're going to come up under the hat a little tiny bit. Or I can just be okay with it. We'll see. Okay, so I don't want to overdo it. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead, or where I think I'm ahead, right? So a little fussy, but fun. I actually really love, I really love doing hair. Ah, found it. All right, so I'm going to use my colorless blender and just soften those lines that I made a little harsher than I wanted to. There. Oh, good. I love it. I like how that looks. You didn't like him, but let's realistic. Oh, you are so right. The Santas from the 80s were scary. But we have been, oh, Kim, you're going to see if you can find the moose one. When we were little, you are so right. But we live in our town. There's this gentleman who has, I was so blessed. My son is 32 now. And from the time he was 5 until he didn't believe in Santa anymore, which I still think he's crazy for not believing in Santa. There was a gentleman in town who, I'm convinced he's the real Santa, but because there just was no way he couldn't be. He was so precious and jolly and just wonderful. But even him, my daughter did not love. Okay, so I'm going to give Santa green mittens. So we have a little bit of a pop of color. And I'm using my YG17. I call him Santa, Santa Gnome. He's getting green mittens and green boots. Because why not, right? So, and green boots. I really wish that I could see all your faces because, you know, it'd just be so fun to craft together in a sense where we're just kind of, because it is, you do feel like you're having a conversation. It's just so delayed, right? So speaking of being live and in person, I did go back and watch yesterday Kimmie's live coffee chat, and it's so exciting that she's actually getting a live, in-person event together again. Your dad was Santa, Deb. He explained to Santa's helper. Oh, I love that. I really love that. I noticed your profile has got like a profile pic too, is, you know, you look kind of like a Mrs. Santa with your beautiful furry hat. Okay, so I'm just like going over same color, same tone to just add a little bit, of definition. And I'll hold him up so you can see, but he's just looking super, super cute. Oh, yeah, I know. That'd be so cool, Delise. But that's quite a jaunt for you, drive-wise and everything, but that would be pretty cool. I'm trying to swing it too, but every time I look at the airline, oh, Lord, I held that up and you guys couldn't even see it. Let's see. Let me try that again. Let's see what happens. Okay, I got to go this direction, this direction. This is not as easy as the Zoom by any means. Okay, I think we're almost there. Okay, there's the gloves and the beard. Got the fingers in there. There we go. Whoops. Okay, now I kind of know where I need to be. Or I did. Okay, you get the idea, right? Okay, let's go back to coloring so that I don't feel so silly. All right, now we're going to do his red. We're finally going to do his red, and this again is the R24. And I'm going to start from the bottom up, I guess. Well, should go down first, but I just feel like doing this first. So I'm going to do the pants, these little pants. There's a kid's book that I have for my kids. It's somewhere in storage, but it was called Santa's New Suit, and it was the cutest book. The reindeer decided that Santa needed a different suit, that he had had his red suit too long and he needed to jazz it up and do something different. So they convinced him that he needed to go to his tailor and try on different suits, and he tried on all kinds of different patterns and colors, and like he had a plaid and he tried a purple, and he tried all this stuff, and he kept trying to do it for the reindeer so that the reindeer would approve. But he just really wasn't loving it. He was not having it. He didn't like it, and he picked out this plaid one. And it's so funny when your brain just has a hard time also wrapping around the non-traditional part of that. And the kids were just like, and I was even too, I admit, even as an adult, I'm like, yeah, no, I hope Santa would not wear that. But it's just the most adorable book. But the end of the story is that Santa ends up going back to his Mrs. Santa, sews him or makes him, or I don't know what it is. But anyway, she makes him a brand new suit that is just the same as his other one. So he's happy, and he goes out on Christmas Eve, and then after Christmas, he and Mrs. Santa and a couple of the elves go on vacation somewhere tropical, and his plaid purple suit has been tailored down to swim trunks and a hat. It's just the cutest book. And I know my grandson, Henry, would get such a kick out of it. I got to dig through storage and see if I can find it. But truthfully, I won't even see him until Christmas Eve. So if I can find it by then, I can take it to his house and we can watch it. So as I've been yapping, I'm just coloring, just filling in color. Oh my gosh, this little gnome is looking so cute. So I don't know if you can see it, but I did leave a little tiny bit of white down here that I may or may not fill in. I've been trying to do that more often because it's kind of like a light movement, and I really suck at using the white gel pen when it comes to stuff like that. I pull it out and I start and I think, oh, that looks good, you know, and I look at examples, and then the next thing I know, I've got so much white gel pen in such a weird pattern that I'm not happy with it. So I feel like I can do it this way. So I'm just going to let that be. I am going to come back down here. I did want these to be a little darker because they are kind of shaded, if you will. And I should have done it first, but I don't think it's going to hurt me to do it now. I am going to grab my N0, and I'm just going to put a little bit of N on there right now because that creates a shadow, if you will. Makes the color a little darker. I learned this tip actually teaching a live session in one of our retreats, and Roberta Stevenson popped up in a comment and said, well, if you want it darker, rather than continuing to go over it and over it, put a little bit of gray down first. And I was like, oh my heavens, never thought of that. And so I learn things in these sessions just like you guys learn things in these sessions. And I think it's important for us to share that with you because that's part of the fun for us in doing this also, is having that opportunity to get inspired by all of you. And I know some of you might be shy about sharing your creations in the group, but I sure wish you wouldn't be, because there is almost always something that I get inspiration from when you all post. And I love seeing the different ways people come up with to use the Kimmie stamps. It's just really, I mean, truly, I encourage you to continue to play and share because it's valuable for all of us, and I love it. Yeah, I do too, Deb, until like, well, you just saw like I'm partway into it and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I can do this little trick, right? Okay, and then so the red down here, I'm just gonna come along and in a little bit. Again, along the bottom. And I'm gonna call it good. And he is absolutely adorable. Oh my gosh, he's cute. Okay, so I can move him aside, but let's just see how that's gonna look, right? We're gonna need to do, oh, and one thing I forget to do a lot of times is add the, let's see, I'm probably gonna have to move this down a little bit. Add like a grounding element, right? So let's grab a, I don't know, like a super light blue or a super light gray or something. And let's put, I'm gonna have to zoom out when I show you the whole card, but let's just give him a grounding element like he's on snow, right? So we're gonna just kind of sketch that in so he doesn't look like he's just kind of floating on this white card base thing, right? That's another thing that I forget to do a lot. And I think, doesn't this stamp set, oh, I did want to stamp that cute little birdie. Maybe I can go back later and put the cute little birdie. Oh, I would love to do that actually. Maybe I'll do that before we get done. Right next to his feet. I had wanted to do that. And then we can add, you know, a candy cane. I love the little tiny elements that we can add into that. But anyway, sorry, I digress. Let's give it a little bit of a, okay. All right, so there's that one. Super, super cute. And I have no idea if I'm gonna be able to get it up there or not. So I'm just gonna go real slow. Nope, wrong direction. Let's see. I don't know. I give up. I want you to see him, but I just can't seem to get him in there. Okay, let's color the next one. And I have a weird light pattern coming in. Hang on. I'm going to go shut this shade. All right. Hopefully that's better. I think it's better. Okay, let's see here. All right, this one, I wanted to do his outfit in green. So let's see, I'm gonna do a little mixy mix of the colors on this, but we did the face already. We're gonna go back and do the beard next, and same idea, right? So my lightest N, which I'm lifting a million markers till I find it. I'm gonna come in and just kind of do some feathering, right? I'm gonna give his beard some movement. And I'm just gonna, with this lighter color, kind of keep going over that until I feel like I like it, but I'm keeping them, like I don't want them so far apart that they just look like lines, right? But I don't want them too close together so it just looks like gray. However, that's how my hair looks, so you know what? I have kind of like this charcoaly gray hair right now. It hasn't really gone white, but it's okay. I like it for the most part. It's funny, I was at McDonald's the other day and I ordered a coffee, and my brain does not think I am as old as I am. Was there a special technique? Oh yeah, it was. Let's finish this and I'll go back. Really what it is just using a colored pencil to put a little more definition in it so that it's not just the lines, and we can try that after we color those. Thanks for asking, Kim. That was what I'm gonna have to go get a pencil out of the bedroom. I have to always go to the bedroom. Go to the bedroom. Anyway, so coffee. So I was at McDonald's, ordered a coffee, and the gal, I get up to the window and she goes, "Are you, I don't want to offend you, but next time you order a small coffee, order a senior coffee and it'll be 75 cents. And then I was like, I must have looked really stunned, because she goes, oh, I'm sorry. I'm assuming that you're over, was it 55 or 60? And I just started laughing and I was like, well, you assumed correctly. I am. And thank you for the tip. I'll take a 75-cent coffee. So it was kind of funny, but it was, you know, a little damaging to my pride too, you know, because my brain doesn't think I'm that old. Okay, so my marker's running out, so I'm going to grab my N02. And this one probably will be seniors 55. Yeah, I was just like, what do I say to that? Just because I have gray hair? So that's what I told myself as I sipped my coffee. It was just because of my gray hair. Okay, so I am coming in with my N2 and doing the same kind of technique. He's got a little bit more darkness down here because the package is there, right? And I'm just barely touching the tips. And I do think that he will be maybe a better candidate of using the colored pencil trick. So we'll color him, and if you guys stick around and want to try it, we'll give it a try. So, okay, I think I'm good with that. Let's see, it needs a little bit of a blending there and there. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I can figure out if I go straight up where it was, maybe that'll work, right? Let's try that. Oh God, please ignore my dry hands. They are absolutely terrible right now. Just terrible. There, okay, that's pretty good. All right, now, let's see. Green, I wanted to give him a green suit, so we'll do green suit. And I did the YG 17 on the other one. So let's just stick with that, because then we're in the same thing. You ask at stores because sometimes it's as low as 55. So yeah, there's there's a senior coffee at McDonald's. It's a small coffee for 75 cents instead of $1.50 US. Oh, whoops, here I am doing hair on my hat. Haha. Got distracted. Yeah, Delise. So now I've gone a couple more times and just said, I'd like a senior coffee, please, and get my 75-cent coffee and be on my merry way. But yeah, I mean, how lucky for you, Deb, that it's 55 and you get to ask instead of having them assume. I'll tell you, like, I didn't ever really think I was, hi, Ellie. I didn't really ever think I was a vain person, but as I've gotten older, it's like, I'd rather tell you how old I am than have you guess or know, right? It's so funny, but I don't know. With age comes a lot of wonderful things as well as a lot of not so wonderful things. So I don't really have a rhyme or reason for how I'm doing this. I'm just kind of filling it in. I'm not a professional colorist. I just color for fun, and I sometimes swirl, sometimes I make lines, but generally my thought process in this thing is that if I keep working my way from the edges toward the middle, it's gonna be a little lighter in the middle, which is how I want it, right? And kind of at the tip and darker at the bottom. But I'm gonna come back in and do a second application of the marker after I do the suit. So just kind of working my way in there. There are only a few. Yeah, there needs to be more, right? There needs to be more perks for being a senior. I agree. Okay, so now I'm starting on his jacket. And this one is the Santa elf. That's why he's in green. He is the Santa's helper, the Santa gnome, the elf, the helper gnome. There we go. That's what I want to say. It's funny because I like cute gnomes, but you know, have you ever like seen some of those garden gnomes that are like really freaky, scary looking? I'm like, no, thank you, ma'am. I do not like those. I like the cheruby, sweet little ones that look like this. Okay, so, all right, now I'm going to remember to use my gray marker. Oh, they will assume I just try to beat them. So funny. My mother-in-law, and I might start doing this actually, when she was alive, she used to, when people would ask her how old she was, she would tell them like 10 years older than she really was. Okay, so my N0 ran out while I was doing the beard, so I grabbed an N2, but I'm just gonna put the lightest bit of gray down first, like we talked about, so I'm not going back over the green to get that darker look of it down here. And I'm gonna do a second application. So I am gonna put a little gray up under the mitten and around the package bottom, just a little, right? And it's just deepening the, oh heavens, it's just deepening the color, right? It's not looking gray. I'm gonna put a little bit under the sleeve, and I'm gonna come up here and do just a little bit up here, just a little. And then I'm gonna do another coat of my green. So it's just giving it a little extra color, okay? All right, but back to the story about my mother-in-law. Kim, you're such a good wife, Kimmie. That's so funny. She used to tell people she was 10 years older, and then they'd say, oh my gosh, I would never have guessed you're that old. You absolutely do not look that old. And then she would just, you know, grin like crazy and walk away, and just, you know, she had him. She pulled one over on him. It's so funny, but it used to crack me up. Okay, now I'm coming through, and so I don't actually think that's such a bad idea, but my fear is that if I'm the person that says this, they're gonna say, oh, I wouldn't have thought you were that old. And then I would be crushed, right? And my whole day would be ruined. And I don't know why it matters. Seriously, I do not know why it matters. That's why I say I didn't think I was a vain person until I started getting older. I think it's just the idea, not so much of being old, but you know, I still feel again like young and vibrant, and there's sort of this connotation that if you're older you can only do certain things or whatever, and I've always been that person that kind of like says nope, I don't agree with that. So just kind of funny. Okay, so chatty. I hope I'm not boring the heck out of you guys. All right, just filling in the rest. I'm leaving a tiny bit of lighter color at the top. Let's see, I think I'm pretty happy with where I'm at with this part. Let me try to hold it up for you. And then I'm gonna save the gloves. They're gonna be red for last. We're gonna do the boots. I'm gonna do the boots in a darker color this time. So I'm just gonna grab an N4 and let's see, let me try this. There's a really big leg. Wow. Okay, whoops. Yeah, okay, we're gonna come back down. Gonna go ahead and color the boots in an N4. And let's see, oh God, my cuticles, oh my Lord, I'm so embarrassed. I should have put lotion on, but then I can't hang on to my Copics before I get on the live. The dry air has just been horrendous. We had really icy rain the other night, which is not dry air, and that was the first time, right? But and then some snow, but not like it sounds like Kim's had. We have definitely not been snowed in by any means, but and then it swings to 50 degrees or 40 degrees here, and then it drops again. It's just the weirdest weather, and my sinuses and my skin just absolutely do not know what to do with this weather. Okay, so I'm gonna do, that's the N4. And then I'm gonna take my N3, because it's just subtly different, and fill in there. So just so it has a little bit of a color difference, that's all we need. Okay, just kind of fill it in. And then it's kind of pushed my 4 out of the way. I didn't think it was going to do that because they're not that drastically different. So I'm going to come back in with my 4 and just kind of feather in a little bit more again. I'm surprised it pushed it out that much. I usually use the T markers. They're my favorite for the grays. They seem to blend really well. Okay, so packages. What do you guys think we should do for packages? Let's grab our papers. We probably should do one of our packages red, right? Because we have a lot of red in our paper. So let's do one of our packages red for sure. Maybe we could do both of them red, two-tone red or something. But let's I'm gonna make the bow red and the bottom package red. Oh, wait a minute. I wanna do his gloves red. Might do his gloves a darker green. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants, so. Oh, you've even had the schools closed, wow. Okay, so I'm gonna do the bow red. Yeah, we've had just the most unusual, and I know, you know, everybody wants a white Christmas, and I don't disagree. It doesn't feel like last year it was so crazy dry that we just really didn't feel like Christmas, but this year I've got my kiddos and us traveling more, thank you, Wanda, more than we do typically. And so so I'm gonna do this part red too. And so now I'm really kind of praying that the snow gets itself out of the way so that the plows can do their job and we can have decent driving conditions, and then, you know, maybe, you know, already have enough snow to go out and make a snowman or whatever, but not have to worry about terrible roads, and then snow like crazy after everybody's done traveling. That'd be fine for me. Actually, I just really don't like snow at all. I'd like to live in Arizona, but that's too far away from my family, so. Okay, so I'm struggling a little bit with, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do darker green mittens. So let me find a darker green. Let's see, YG67 I think is darker quite a bit. I don't know if it's dark enough. Let's see. Yep, that'll work. So I grabbed this is a YG17 on his coat. Oh, I could do gray or black. I kind of like that idea actually, more so than the green. Let's do that. Thank you for that suggestion. So let me grab my N4 again, because that's what I have my hands on. So let's do that. I like that idea. Thank you. There we go. Then it pulls in his boots, and then I don't have to fuss so much about the packages, right? Because I do want that red in there. Great idea. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, yep. So, okay, now let's finish the packages. Woohoo! Let's see here. Marker, right end. Here we go. So I'm gonna just keep doing the bottom of the packages as the red, and then I think I'll do a pink topper. That'll be cute. Then we are pulling in the colors of the paper, my papers anyway. Don't know what colors you're using. I hope that if you've been coloring along, you will share. Oh, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, but and I haven't gone back to see what's in there, but I do recall in Kim's coffee chat yesterday that she mentioned she's got some Copics and Copic refills dramatically discounted, and I know that it's been harder to get those over time. So if you need refills or markers and that fits the bill, please check that out if you don't know about it. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to try to see what I can get close to this color, which almost looks like it might be an R22 maybe. Let's try... I think an R20 might be too, ooh, that's really close. R22 might be too salmony. Let's see, and I don't even know if they make a 21. I'm not sure, but I think actually, oh yeah, that's too salmony. I'm gonna go with the R20 for the package top. So, oh, you're using the new Doodlebug. I was gonna dig out Doodlebug, and then I found this paper and I was like, yeah, let's do that. Doodlebug's always my go-to, but all right, so oops, let me get back down here. Make sure I'm in the right frame here. Okay, so this is R20. And actually, I don't think I'm really happy with the way his beard turned out, so I'm not gonna do it today, but it just was really a way of adding feathery colors, so like sticking around the edges. And honestly, I haven't tried it myself, so it might have been a disaster, but just really adding feathery, very, very light feathery. Well, maybe we can try it with him. We'll try it with him. What the heck? Lines, but this beard actually looks pretty good, so I'm sticking with it. Okay, so again, we're gonna give some snow on, so something for him to be standing on, right? So that he's not just out there floating around. Okay. I like the scallop on this edge because, oopsie, because it mimics the beard on the card frame, which is fun. All right, so let's see, let's finish this one up. And, oh, I just love how cute that is. And I think I might just let it be off the edge a little bit. So let's first just get our layers. My paper cutter needs a new blade. Another fun trick that I didn't grab, I'm going to try it with my marker. I didn't grab my ink pad, but I love to take my ink pad and just move the paper across the ink pad just to give it a little extra definition. So I'm just going to use my Copic marker, and I will zoom out here in a sec. Sorry, guys. Let's see. I'm just going to use my Copic marker. I'm using the chisel end. And try not to be too fast, because what happens is the paper folds on you because you're pushing too hard or going too fast, and then you end up with a big line you didn't want. And then you just figure out how to be okay with it and grab some dots or something, or stick your sentiment over it. Okay, There we go. It just adds just a little bit of like, because when you want to mail stuff, I love using foam tape and, you know, bumping things up, but it's hard sometimes with getting things in the mail. So, oh, the other thing I would think I'll do with this one is just add a little strip of the, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to add a little strip of this same pattern on there. So let me grab my paper cutter. I think, let's see here, I'll just do it off on the side quick. So I'm going to cut this to the same as that, which is 3 inches. And let's do that quick. Here we go. Oh, so cute. I really like that. That's adorable. Yeah. Okay, so let's get it together. And then I am going to darken his eyes. I like them a little bit darker, but we'll get there in a little bit. All right. Card base. Adhesive tape I'll use today. We'll try to get this together. Let's see. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I think, oopsie. Let it catch up a little bit here. See where I'm at. Did I go the wrong way? Probably did. Did I get closer? Oh, here we go. Yay. So proud of myself. So proud of myself. I just earned myself a senior coffee. I'm going to have to go get myself a senior coffee for decorating today. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to kind of look around. I'm not standing up, so I'm hoping I'm getting it somewhat straight on my border. If not, it will be what it will be. It's a little crooked, but it's handmade and it looks okay. So I am okay with that. Let's see. I think, no, it's this in. There we go. Okay. There we go. And then let's put this down. And let's see. I think I had it just slightly above the hats because I want them to show on the bottom. Oops, I cut that a tad short. Here's a fix for that. We're going to try it. I don't know if it'll work. I hope I don't ruin it. I'm just going to take my chisel end and blend it in. Ta-da! There we go. Okay. I'll do it on this side too. What the heck? Why not? Because I did edge. So brave, right? Or stupid, not sure which. Okay, I'm okay with that. I think it'll blend in. Okay. All right, now let's pop him in there. He's so cute. I think, oh, I want to put it on the base first so I can see where I want it to hang over if I do. And I think I'm going to grab my liquid glue so I have a little wiggle room here. Tape runners are faster by far, but liquid glue is my favorite because I don't always put things down straight and I need a little bit of the option to wiggle things a bit. So I didn't do too bad for the first try on that one without standing up. So I'm going to be just happy about that. Okay, so cute. I love it. Okay, now this fella. Yeah, I just want him to hang over just a little bit, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll have room for a sentiment, a small sentiment here, or if you wanted your sentiment maybe on the bottom, you could shift him up a little bit, but I'm going to have mine come down a bit and overhang, and then I will have room for a sentiment up there, so we'll do that. Let's see here, I'm just going to squiggle a little glue on there, squiggle wiggle. And let's see here, I want it just a little bit like that. Oh my goodness, that's just so super sweet. So cute, so cute. Okay, let's see, what do we have for sentiments? We have gnome peeking, which is absolutely perfect, considering, oh, he's crooked. He's standing on an angle. I'm probably not gonna be able to move him now. Can't have that. That would bug me. I would not be okay with that. Okay, we have Noel, we have gnome peeking. Happy holidays to my favorite gnomie. Merry Christmas. Oh my gosh, gnome for the holidays. Gnome peeking. I kind of like happy holidays to my favorite gnome, but you can put one on the outside and one on the inside, right? So let's see here. I'm gonna, before I do that, because I'm gonna go grab my marker, or my pencil, and we're gonna try this. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's see here. I have my Prismacolor markers. All right. I don't know. I'm a little nervous, but what the heck? We're going to give it a go. So I grabbed a 50% French gray, which is a PC 1072. 70% warm gray, PC 1056, and a PC 1074, which is a 70% French gray. So I think I'm going to start with the lightest, which is the 50%. I should have sharpened these, but since I'm flying by the seat of my pants, it's not going to go that way. So I am just gonna, oh, hold on, sorry. Suddenly my zoom there we go. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to move him. Oh, you are working on your fourth image? Yeah, you're a fast colorer. I am too usually, but I've been yapping too much. When I don't talk so much, I color a lot faster. I'm so glad, Kimmie. Okay, so I'm just, because the pencil is so much more fine, right? I am just bringing in, I'm ever so lightly, which is really difficult for me, right? Because I am a heavy-handed everythinger. I'm just feathering in colors, this color. And this is just a little bit of a browny gray hint. Because I still want his beard to mostly look white, right? So I don't want to completely take away from the whiteness of his beard, but I do want texture. That's the word I've been trying to get my old brain to say the entire time we've been crafting today. Texture is the word. And I think, oh my gosh, I'm really loving this. It's looking pretty cute. Hold on and I'll hold it up for you. It's just, I mean, no big shakes, right? It's just a fun thing to try if you haven't tried it before. So I like that. Let me hold it up. And then you love my chatting. Well, I kind of like to, it just feels more like we're together when we chat, right? So thank you for that, Kimmie. I love you. I love you, my friend. Okay, so there, I don't know, I'm gonna wait and see if that shows. There we go, maybe I can get up a little closer. There we go. Hey, I didn't do too bad. Okay, so I can see I have some kind of like up close, which nobody looks at it that close, that I have some spots along the bottom, right? So now I'm gonna take the grayish one because I do have the gray from the Copic, and I'm just only coming along the bottom, the very edge of everything, right? And I guess I did, you know, pull up a couple spots where I kind of pulled it up a little, but not so much really. I just am kind of, my pencil should have been a little sharper, but you know what I'm gonna say. I'm okay with it. Just, you know, fussy, a little bit tedious, but oh my goodness, I really like the way that just kind of enhanced it a little bit, right? Oh, it's so fun. I'm so excited that it turned out like that. Yahoo! Yahoo, yahoo. Let's see. I thought about stamping and I might try it, because why not? I'm gonna put this little birdie down here. And I'm gonna have to color him with colored pencils because he's so tiny, but I'm dying to use him. I haven't used him yet. So I'm gonna try it. We need a little birdie. Let me grab my stamping thing. And I'm gonna stamp it quickly over here. And then we'll color it up and we'll be done. So, and hopefully you will have, like Kimmie, some images to use for cards. I have no idea if I got him straight. I hope I did. We'll have to see. I'm gonna get him on there. Sorry, I know all you can see is my Misty. I apologize. I am gonna move it here in a sec. Oh, this bird is cute. For heaven's sakes, it's a cute bird. Ah, it's so cute. Look at this little bird, you guys. Like, seriously. Look at this bird. It's so cute. We're gonna give the birdie a little pinkish colored hat. That bird is so stinking cute. But let's see, I gotta find a pencil that will work for that because I don't trust myself. I could probably do the hat with my Copic. I'm gonna do that. That was the R20, right? That we used for the other. So oopsie, get him in there. And then, let's see. He's gonna be maybe a little bluish gray birdie, maybe. Okay, so actually I might be able to color him with my Copics. I get nervous with really tiny images, but it's really not as small as I thought. And it's so stinking cute. Okay, there's that. Let's see, I will give his little beak. He's gonna have a little grayish beak. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a little grayish beak. Actually, he could be a little red bird. He could be a little cardinal, right? But that's kind of a lot of red. So we'll make the bird kind of a bluey gray color, maybe. Let's see, what have I got for that? I have a, oh, what have I got? What have I got? I have a, oh, let's try this. This is a BG. I don't know, maybe I won't like this. Let me test this really quick. Oh, that's a great idea, Kim. Actually, I have some ideas for, yep, I'm gonna use this. This is BG72. I have some really fun ideas for some photos from two winters ago and Christmas that I really want to scrapbook using these images as well. So yeah, that's pretty cute. So, so, so cute. Okay. Oh, I love it. I just love it. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit. I'm going to grab my R24 just to blend in a little darker right along the bottom of the hat, I think. And then grab my R22 again. And, or 20. Sorry if I messed you up, 20. And then I think I need, I went a little out of the line, but we're okay. It's all cool. I'm gonna grab my darkest gray, I need a black actually. Let's see. I have a black somewhere. There we go. I kind of lost the little beak, so I'm going to try to put it back in there by adding it with my black and giving his little eye a little more color. Oops, that's a big eye, but that's okay. Okay, that is adorable. So totes adorbs. Oh my gosh, Kim, yes, of course. Okay, thanks so much, Delise. Big hugs. All right, yeah, I mean, so that's really it. All we have to do is put together the other card, and I think, again, oh, what did I do with it? I should have another strip of paper. Let's see here. Here we go. We could either, you know, yeah, I think I'll just do kind of the same idea. Again, here's where the multiples, let me see, I got to remember, do I go in or out? It's in to make smaller, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited that I finally figured that out. And then watch Apple change something on me and I won't know what I'm doing. But, so yeah, I'm just gonna, this is where the multiples come in, like stick with the same pattern, if you will. And I can do that for the most part. After a while, I'm like, yeah, I want to try something else. But again, same idea, same layout, just different images so that you have a couple. I didn't grab the white base, so I'm not going to run to the bedroom to get that during the live, but because you get the idea, right? And then to add a sentiment at the top, and we could do that quick if we want. I'm gonna have to like trim it with my scissors probably, but that's okay, we can do that. Let me quickly off on the side, stamp a couple sentiments, and we'll pop them on there. So I'm gonna choose Happy Holidays to my favorite Nomi and Gnome Peeking. Those are the two I'm gonna choose. And I'm gonna stamp them out over here, hopefully. Get them straight. Get the little birdie out of the way. I wanted to grab, I have a, my Kimmie pads are very dry after the last retreat session. But I have a, what's it called? It's a Versa Fine, which is nice for sentiments too. I might have to do this a couple times. Yeah, this pad's kind of dry too. It's like, boy, sometimes I just really feel like when I'm talking on these lives that everybody's probably got the impression that I am a hot mess express because my markers are dry, my ink pads are dry, my skin is dry, my, I forget everything, my memory is gone, I'm old, I go to the bedroom to get my supplies, like, you just get the full gamut of me. Yeah, the girl one, I know, so cute, right? Okay, so I have my sentiments. I'm just gonna try to trim it out with my paper cutter. I'd prefer to have grabbed a die cut, but that's okay. It's gonna be really cute regardless, right? So I'm just trimming it down, and I might, instead of tacking it down completely, but for the purposes of showing you, I think what I'll probably do is grab my corner rounder, because again, I like the idea of the, yeah, that's just too fat. I'll do it again later. Let's see, let me trim this down. I like the idea of the rounded edges to go along with the edging of the scallops dies, right? But I'm okay with where it's at. Let's see. So Gnome Peeking is going to go here, and it would be really cute to back that with like another colored cardstock. So I'll probably do that. And a trick I've used lots of times is cutting out of the middle of a piece if I don't have another one, because you cover it up anyway. So I think people call that paper conserving. I call it paper hoarding because I try to use as little of a full piece as possible because I like to save them, especially as it pertains to my doodlebug stash. I'm absolutely horrible about that. So I didn't cut too bad on that. It's a little crooked, but so let's see. So there we go, right? Those are going to be the two cards. I'm going to get the backing on there. Let me see. Do I need to zoom in just a little bit more? Did it get fuzzy again? Yeah, I know, Michelle, I know. I I know. And maybe I made somebody else's day. They can go get a 75-cent coffee. You never know, right? So look how stinking cute these guys are, right? Let's see. I'm going to zoom in just a tiny bit. I think. I got to stop and think for a sec. Da, da, da. Here we go. I'm probably going to have to move them. Let's see what happens. Did it work? There's such a lag. It's so strange. There. Okay, let's see. And now I just need to scooch them up a little bit. Maybe too far. Let's see what we get. Yeah, try it, Michelle. It's fun, actually. It's kind of like the thing that I had to stop myself on was I was having so much fun, just having so much fun with the technique that I almost really overdid it because it just was almost like therapeutic, right? Let me get those back together. I want to be able to get a good last image of them. So putting the scissors there so it holds down the panel a little bit. I don't like that. I'm just gonna, I don't want my ucky fingers in there. Let's do a marker. There we go. Okay, there we go, peoples. Thank you so much for joining me. It made my day a lot happier. Wish me luck with my Christmas tree and decorations day today. Maybe I could put some Christmas music on and have a ball. If you colored along, if you made something, please share. I would so love to see it. Again, it's such an inspiration. And do not forget that if you do not have this stamp set, today is an absolutely perfect time to take advantage of this sale because it's very rare that you get a discount, especially of this size on brand new stuff. So please grab it while you can. Don't suffer from FOMO. And thank you so much. Merry Christmas to all of you. I won't be probably seeing you until after the new year. Margie, hello, Margie. So happy holidays. Bye-bye. You're welcome, Miss Kimmie.